Okay. I should be coming through. I want to hear what it sounds like. Give me a second. Make sure I'm not echoing or anything. I guess there'd be no reason for me to echo. Yeah. But let me make sure I'm coming through loud enough. Give me a second. God, there's so much delay in my stream thing that I'm watching. Yeah, I'm coming through, but I'm coming in quiet. So I'm going to up my sound a bit. Hopefully that's not too loud. Still sounds a little echoey, but I may not care. Wow, this mic is actually quite sensitive. Anyway, I think we're good to go. I'm gonna... Well, let me hear what it sounds like after I up the volume. That's much better. I'm gonna say that I'm good. And if I'm not, somebody let me know. Alright, on to the stream. Let me make sure that I'm coming through. I should be coming through a little spooky, a little hard to see. That's on purpose. It's spooky stream time. Hi, if there's anybody there. This is my tester stream to kind of get everything lined back up again because it's been months since the last time I streamed, probably. So I had to get equipment back lined up the way I wanted it to, but everything's coming through clear, I think. I'm going to be streaming spooky games throughout the month, but today we're just kind of doing whatever I feel like until I don't feel like doing it anymore. So maybe like an hour, hour and a half. Kind of depends. I don't fucking know. But I am going to at least get through one full mission of Neon White on stream, I believe is going to be my goal. That feels like a good thing to do to get back into the swing of things. And it takes place in the afterlife, so that's kind of a little spooky, but whatever. I'm not going to go too deep into what Neon White's about. I'll talk about it as I go, but really, this is just a quick in and out. But this game's cool. I've been enjoying it so far, but I've just been real slow about playing it. So let me bring it up here. Give me a second. Hopefully the HDR on my computer doesn't mess things up. Sometimes it does. And I have to make sure that the sound doesn't echo.
We're called neons, sinners plucked from hell to do God's dirty work. But I'm finding it hard to believe we're in heaven.
Good. Very good. That was so smooth. It just worked.
Old friends, ex-lovers. Only one of us can stay in heaven, and I've got a score to settle.
Actually, I probably need to just turn it down a little bit and turn me up. That's the real answer. Okay. I'll figure out how that sounds in a little bit. Okay. Let me get back to the game. One last check. Whatever, we'll see. If I'm not coming in loud enough, let me know in the chat. I'm watching the chat. If the game's too loud, let me know in the chat. This is going to be a real clean play of just like a single mission, which is like 10, or a single day of Neon's Gate, or Neon's White, which is 10 missions. Yeah, I know that's right. I play as a sinner who needs to live through 10 days of missions in order to fight his way into heaven. That's the short version. And the actual gameplay is first-person obstacle course kind of parkour. Well, mostly just obstacle course platforming. So I'm not gonna explain too much more. Oh wait, this is only a 3. What's that? There's only 3. This must be some kind of boss situation or something.
Huh. I expected to see more neons here. Pretty alone.
I'm gonna let these kind of play through. But maybe these are like boss levels. Because usually there's a lot more levels, and this one only seems to have 3. So maybe this was a good thing to pick for a short tester stream.
Oh, this place is mad scary, dude. Like that one movie.
Neons are just referred to the sinners. All the sinners who are trying to win their way into heaven for a year are neons. I'm neon white, and my friends are neon yellow, red, and violet.
It was about these old guys, and they were like vacuuming a hotel or something when they saw a little green guy eating their food.
Oh, you know what I need to stop? I am still playing music, even though I have it muted. So it's filling up the chat with a bunch of info that we don't need. Boom. Okay, fix that. Back to the game. Alright.
It disturbs me that I know exactly what he's talking about.
Luckily, I'm playing the game with voice
Amnesia
acting,
and
so
horrible
I can do it.
synopsis aside.
That little green guy gave me nightmares, man. You don't think we'll see him here, do you?
It's far more likely we'll run into the huge green guy.
Bro, I don't think I can handle it if that green guy gets any bigger.
I was talking about neon green.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Sorry for breaking your promise, Violet. I just don't sense anything off about yellow. I guess I can't rule anything out just yet, including
There's not
the
much story
possibility
stuff.
that
There's not
Violet
too
is
much
wrong.
story stuff normally ahead of missions. Yeah, so that should be it. Okay. So this is also like a time trial game, so you're trying to do everything as fast as possible, not just get to the end. I'm gonna kind of explain as I go, but roughly I'm gonna pretty much be picking up. I have to kill all the demons before I get to the end in order to unlock the exit. I have a basic katana to start with, but really I'm going to be picking up guns along the way, or gun cards along the way, that I can use to either shoot at demons, or if I discard them, I get to use their discard ability, which, for like example, the pistol, its discard ability is just like a double jump. Or the assault rifle, its discard ability is a dash forward, or stuff like that. I don't think it's a dash forward. It shoots a bomb, but the bomb can let you jump off of it or rocket jump and do some stuff. So I'm pretty much going to have to find the right route using the guns I have in order to get to the end of the level as fast as I can while also killing all the demons. Let's do it. So this gun is a single shot rifle. So when I discard it, I get that dash attack. And it is an attack, so I can do that into enemies for free in order to kill them. I'm going to do this into the bomb in order to blow that up. Oh, wait, what is this? Oh, that's a stomp. Alright, I gotta restart. I forgot, because I was explaining, I forgot what these cards do, so I gotta... It messed me up. So, that's a dash. And these are like, you get a couple of bullets out of each of these, but if you pick up more cards, you get more bullets. So these green guys give me a Uzi, which is a stomp, which lets me do that. That's what I was supposed to do the first time. Oh shit, that was close. Okay, so we have an extra stomp. These are the pistols that give me a double jump. And now I'm gonna have to double jump and dash. Boom! And that's a level. That wasn't much of a level. I still only got silver on that, so I can do that quicker. I'm gonna do it again to try to get gold. I'm gonna try to get gold on these 3 levels before I move on, because gold is what allows you to progress in the game, and then ace is above gold, and that's like if you're really really good. But you usually have to take shortcuts and stuff in order to get ace. Gold you can do if you're just really clean with your run and you know what you're doing. So we're gonna try to do this cleaner now that I know the whole run. It's gonna be kind of rough. It's probably floating there for too long. Water always makes you run faster, so it's always good to be in water. I mean, I could just... Oh wait, no, I have to kill those guys. Maybe I should shoot those guys and then just stomp. Make sure I make this. It's probably a cleaner way to do that, but I wanted to try to do that without jumping. So that if I'm not on the water, then my time is going to be as good. I'm pretty much doing everything I can up to level. Everything I can to kind of cut down every little bit of time I can. I don't think I was that far behind the build time, but I'm doing it anyway. I could probably... I don't need to do... Well, I need to kill everything with the real problem. And this is the most efficient way of killing, because the guns I have probably wouldn't be enough to do it. Let's see. I felt like I did it pretty clean last time. Oh shit. Also, I see there's a present up there I need to get to, but I'm not gonna worry about the present this run. Maybe I will. Maybe we'll get all that stuff out of the way all at once. Luckily, my ghost is there to show me if I'm ahead of time or behind. I think that was a little time saver there. Alright, do that. Alright, I'm ahead of my last time. Okay, we're doing good. This is a little bit faster. You want to stay on the ground as much as possible. And then... I think that made it. Okay, that got us down. So now we're going to do this one more time, but there's a present that's been added to the level, and if I pick that up, that'll let me get some... There's no time limit on this one, but the presents let you get some extra conversations with other characters, and that's kind of the only other way to get, like, extra story / background on other neons, because apparently you have amnesia after you die, but all the rest of the neons apparently say that they remember you from when you were living, so you kind of got to bring them presents so they will talk to you about... How would I get over here? So that's the present I need to get to. Maybe I could just elevate up there. Can I just do that? Yes! Ooh, I almost fell off, but we made it. Easy. But you bring these presents and they let you have more conversations with the other characters and also get their side missions, which are like extra levels, which are fun to do on the side with like different limitations.
Now, if I were a powerful ancient weapon, where would I be?
Gotta be getting close. And once we find him, there's no way we won't win this thing.
Yellow, you do realize how competitions work, right? There can only be one man standing at the end. You or me.
Nah, they'll definitely let us go halfsies.
That's a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah, well, this whole place is nonsense. Like, God's made freaking dinosaurs before. Why can't he take care of these demons?
You make a good point, but I don't know. God has historically always been kind of a jerk.
Trust me, he's gonna come out at the end of all this like, it wasn't about winning, it was about the power of friendship the whole time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get my hopes up.
Easy enough. Okay, next level.
Let's do it, bro.
Get that, get that. First run is always just kind of like, do what feels right. These demons, obviously if I bump into them, they give me a boost, right? They let me jump. Okay. Well, it was hard to judge that because normally you have to watch your shadow in order to know where your stomp's gonna go, and I couldn't fucking see my shadow on the back of a goddamn black demon. But I probably just need to go straight down here, go here. Oh, I wasn't supposed to do that.
Let's do it, bro.
I feel like I'm still in the relative early game also, so these levels are pretty easy. Or things have been easy so far. Just gotta do that. So we'll see. This late game is probably gonna get to the point where I don't feel like I have to go dash over there, but I might get to for speed purposes. I can only hold 3 of these at a time anyway, so I'm gonna use the extra one to get speed there. Hopefully that was a better use of it. I'm just doing what feels right still. Oh, okay, there's the end. What was that? Again, not as gold, but okay. I see ways of saving time. I have plenty of extra dashes left, so we're gonna do that again and just. Ah, shit! I'm at the next level. God damn it. I wonder if there's a way for me to go back.
Look, it's Big Bear.
I mean, I know there is, but I wonder if I can just do it.
I think you mean Big Ben, buddy. Though I gotta say, if I was God, I'd definitely stash my crap in a clock tower like this. And it's completely empty.
Not completely empty, bro. Check out this cool graffiti.
That's not graffiti. Huh. Here rests the Book of Death. If thy choice is perdition, then taketh this book, and with it the Book of Life unto the dawn of the final day, upon which the inkhorn of God shall be revealed to thee.
Can you translate for me? I don't speak medieval times.
That's not. Ugh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't say anything. I'm thinking this whole expedition was a waste of time.
Come on, bro, don't say that. So what if we don't find anything? I'm having a blast. It's dope that we get another chance to do the kinds of crazy stuff we did in life. best of all, we don't even have to worry about the cops here.
Yellow, I've been meaning to ask. What exactly did we used to do for a living? White, have you really forgotten? I'm a bit hurt.
Uh-oh.
Green. I ought to punish you for such an offense. It just wouldn't do to let such carelessness slide. Not after you've kept me waiting for so long.
Bro, watch out!
Neon Green is the bad guy.
Yellow!
My, what a mess. I guess I got a little carried away.
Yellow? Yellow! Talk to me. Say something!
Don't bother. The boy is dead.
You bastard!
I mean,
What have you
technically we're all
done?
dead.
Now, White, don't be so upset. The fool chose to leap in front of my blade. What was he expecting?
He was protecting me!
He was in the way, and I won't have anyone getting in the way of my plans for you.
This is the first time I've even heard Neon Green talk, so I really don't know what's going on with him, but he's a bad guy.
Sick freak. I won't let you get away with this!
Yes, come at me! You don't know how long I've hungered to cross swords with you, boy.
Okay, well, before we go into that... No, you know what? We're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. I'm not gonna go back and get my gold. I don't need it. Maybe we'll do it after we beat this level. Let's see what's going on with this clock tower level, and then we'll go back. Oh, there's a life bar. Alright. Ammo. Ammo cards fill the ammo of your actively held card. They are consumed automatically when you pick them up. Gotcha. Okay, so I need to... Okay. Got it. I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I don't know if I still need to kill all the demons around here. But I'm gonna. What's this thing? Health. Oh, I don't need health. It's probably quickest to just bomb. So then at the end. Where'd he go? And we bomb him. And then we bomb him again. And then I'm out of guns. I gotta slice him. It's probably a better idea to keep those guns. I need some help. This is the first time I've used the light help. Where'd he go? Okay. I don't know if I do more damage bombing him or if I do more damage shooting. I also don't know if there's a time mechanic to this or not. I don't think there's anything else in there. Oh, I fucked that up. I thought I could pick up more ammo. If I pick up more ammo and then bombed him. I thought the ammo things were going to do back to bomb if I use them. That's not the way that works. Oh, okay, we started. Just like that, we started. But that's okay. Now that I know what I'm doing, we keep moving. And now that I know what to expect out of a level like this is kind of cool. Oh, that's how it's done it. Okay. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna shoot him for the rest of this. Go ahead and pick up more ammo. There we go. I think that's the smarter way to do it. Use a bomb if I have an extra gun, extra card, and then shoot him for the rest. Bomb, shoot him for the rest. That lets me keep my gun. Making good time. do I do? Oh, fuck that up. Alright, let's not fall off this time. I got hit. He's almost dead. Do I need this extra jump? I do not. Oops, I missed. Stomp on his bitch ass. I missed. I missed. That works too. And I got a gold. I wasn't even. I've made a bunch of mistakes there, but that's good for me. I mean, that's good with me. That was cool. Let me go back. Okay, what we're gonna do is gonna say replay level, but then I'm gonna go to return to hub, and then I wonder if that's kind of messing up my whatever. I think I'm messing up the story because if I need to go to the end of that level in order to get the rest of the story, but that's fine. We're gonna try to get a gold on this, and then get the gift, and then I'll be done with Neon White for tonight. Fuck! I was supposed to do that. Give me a second. Go again. Oh man, my ghost tells me I need to be faster. There we go. Now I'm ahead of time. Remember, we need to get a little bit faster to get gold. Or I didn't see exactly how much faster, but I assume not too much faster. And then I'm gonna play again to get the gift that is all the way up there at the top of that thing. And then we'll be done with Neon White. Ooh, I don't know if I should have fell first before I did. That's okay. We're gonna use as many of these as we can. But we're not gonna use too many. I don't know what I need to get to the end here. I need at least one. Good. There we go. Easy. Gold. Yep, easy. Okay, now we do it again to get the gift, and then we'll be done with Neon White. I think I'll do the end of... I'll do the end of that level again, the boss level, on my own time to get this story. Alright, so this time we're not worried about time. We have to get the right combination of weapons to get up to that gift at the end. But it doesn't seem like it'd be very hard to figure out how to get up there. Especially since I can just see right after that. Sometimes gifts are hidden, and you have to do more work to figure out where they are in the level. I didn't need to do that. I need to start... So in this case, I'm going to start saving as many cards as I can. But I don't think there's too many related to going higher. What do I need to do here? Oh, there's one at the top of this. Oh, this is easy. I just need to bounce off this guy. Bounce off this guy. And then zoom back over. Easy peasy. Alright. I wonder if the next level has a gift. Let me look. I can't even go to the next level. I think I have to pick the next level by itself. I can't go to the next level from the rest of these levels for whatever reason. Seems like. Maybe. Let me double check. Oh, it doesn't have a gift anyway. So, alright. We're done with this for right now. It wasn't a bunch of levels, but that's fine. Got a little bit of a taster, and I just wanted to do a test stream for my game stuff. Now we'll do a test stream or I'll test out my display stuff, or like streaming my display by going over. I want to clean up my scores on my anime list. Okay, hold on. Okay. I was looking at it the other day, and I felt like my scores were no longer representative of how I felt about the anime involved or on the list. So first we go to... Would I need to go to... Would it be best to go to incognito? Do I have any reason to go incognito? I think so. We will just do that. Way too many tabs. And I'll show you guys... I'll just do a new separate window. That's the way we do this. New window. And then my anime list. I don't think I have any of my login information anywhere, so it's fine. Okay, and then share my display with you guys. So game capture goes away, display capture goes up, put that away, and then let me check. We're going to go to the completed section, and let me check that the stream is coming through. Oh, I need to turn off my HDR. It's coming through way too bright for you guys. Let me hide this for a second. Let me turn off my HDR. I wish I didn't have to do that, but it is what it is. Okay, now I can unhide it, and that should look correct over here. Let me check before I continue. And everything looks good. Okay, so here we are. This is my anime list. If anybody wants a link to it, I can put it in the chat, but I have a feeling that nobody wants a link to it. So real quick, we're going to sort by score. And I'm just going to talk out loud while I rescore some of these anime. I always like to have a pretty solid standard for what my scores mean, unlike other people. Or not unlike other people, but I like having a standard that helps me line up exactly how I think about an anime. And especially with this month, there's like 6 anime series I'm going to be watching this season. And I want to have a better idea of what my scores mean before the end of the season. Because I've already run into the situation where I'm like, this doesn't exactly line up with what I thought it did. And I'm also just like, my tastes have maybe changed. Or maybe they haven't changed, but now that I've seen a lot more anime, some of these scores are outdated in my mind on how good stuff is. I remember when I did this last time, or when I went back over this list last time, I think I knocked Trigun down a couple of notches, for example. I know there's a lot on your screen right now, but to pay attention, for example, Mob Psycho over here. The important things for you guys to notice on Mob Psycho, and I might need to zoom in. Actually, let me make this full screen. And then maybe I need to make this bigger, or maybe this presentation needs to be different. No, this is fine. So the important thing is the name of the anime, and then the score is in the bottom right of each of these. And right now we're in order from highest score to lowest score. So all of these are 10s. I have these 7 anime are the only anime that I have to give 10 out of 10s to, but I have a feeling that might change. And then there's a bunch of 9s for a couple of rows, and then we get down here to the 8s. So the 8s start here. So everything above here is what we're going to be looking at today, because I feel all right with everything 8 and below. But I need to decide what I feel like about my 9s now is my big section that I'm looking at. I think my 10s are all solid. So we're not going to do a lot of talking about 10s. 10s are like not only anime that I think are great, but anime that are super important to me personally. So like life-changingly important to me personally. So all these 10s are in that category, and that doesn't happen very often, and I want that to stay that way. 10 out of 10 should mean a lot to me, but 9s are pretty much 9s are 10 10s out of 10s for everybody else in the world. As in, like, if I give an anime a 9, I feel like just about everybody should probably watch that anime at some point. Is one way of saying that, I guess. They may not mean as much to me personally, but that still doesn't mean they're not fucking great. So, for example, Yu Yu Hakusho is a 9. Like, yeah, fucking great. Yu Yu Hakusho has some problems. Especially, there are certain arcs of Yu Yu Hakusho that have some problems. But overall, it's mostly the ending. I don't want to give Yu Yu Hakusho an 8, though. Because that's my personal bias. Yu Yu Hakusho is probably realistically an 8. but I'm going to leave it at a 9 because people need to pay more attention to Yu Yu Hakusho. Hunter x Hunter has kind of taken a lot of the fucking limelight from Yu Yu Hakusho, so I'm leaving it at a 9. I don't know. I need to rewatch that show. I bet if I rewatch that show, I'd be okay with knocking it down to 8. I think I put Hunter x Hunter at an 8, and if I did, then I should probably knock Yu Yu Hakusho at an 8 down to an 8. Let's see. Where's Hunter x Hunter? Here it is. Yeah, I gave Hunter x Hunter an 8, and I really like Hunter x Hunter. I should probably knock Yu Yu Hakusho down to an 8. I don't feel great about that. I feel like they're both kind of... I mean, I like Yu Yu Hakusho more. But... that's fine. That's fine. I like Yu Yu Hakusho more. It'll stay at a 9 for right now. But it's probably more like an 8.5 than it is a 9. Okay. Let's start from the beginning of this list. My mouse is going to go in and out because I had to make some changes, but that's fine. Naruto is a 9. I didn't even watch all of Naruto, technically. I just know everything that happens in the story, but I stopped Naruto about halfway through Shippuden. But I still know enough to be like... Naruto is like one of those anime that are so big that it just permeates all of pop culture, and I like Naruto a whole lot, and I like where its story went. I like where its characters went. I don't love Naruto, but I feel like it is an example of a shonen done right from beginning to end. It has a lot of filler issues, but man, there's just too many classic moments in Naruto, and there's too much stuff that has spread to like the rest of like people just know Naruto, and it's too big for it to not be a 9 in my mind. So I think that's where it is for me. I love the characters of Naruto. Is out of the big 3, it's probably my favorite, so I'll give it that. Big 3 being like Bleach, Naruto, and either One Piece or Dragon Ball during that time period. I think it was One Piece was the third of the big 3 during its heyday. And One Piece I would like if it has too many episodes. But One Piece I would honestly probably like a whole lot if I made that dive. But maybe I'll do that in my older years. I don't fucking know. When I'm a senior citizen, maybe I'll watch all of One Piece. Anyway. I'm going to leave Naruto at 9. Fullmetal Alchemist, the original series, was very important for me. One of the first anime I saw as a kid. And I think I'm going to leave it at 9. I know everybody likes Brotherhood way more. So maybe my mind will change after I watch Brotherhood, which I still haven't done completely and I intend to do. But for right now, Fullmetal Alchemist is going to stay at a 9. Because it's another thing where its concepts and everything have just like been too important to anime, or at least there's just it's too big and important for it to be just an 8. But it may come down after I watch Brotherhood. Bakuno is going to stay at a 9. Bakuno is special. I think a lot of these animes a lot of the anime in 9 on my list are getting a 1-point bump from just me personally. So I said that the 10s are all perfect, or not perfect anime, but there are 9s that then mean something very specific to me, and I feel like there's a couple of 8s that mean something very specific to me in the 9 category. So Bakuno is one of those. I don't think Bakuno is a 9 for everyone, but I really fucking love Bakuno. A lot of other people like Durarara, and I think I gave Durarara a 7. Let me see if my mouse would cooperate enough for us to get down to... I'm pretty sure I would have gave Durarara a 7, which is like the spiritual successor to Bakuno. Where is it at? First season of Attack on Titan is 7? That might be a little bit low. Season 2 is 7? That might be a little bit... No, maybe those are right. Maybe that's right. I think that's right. Anyway, I'm not going to get... let's not get bogged down too much in the 7s. But where the fuck is Durarara? Because I did watch all of at least season 1 of Durarara. I didn't watch the second season at all because I wasn't interested. I have a lot of 7s. The majority of the anime I watch end up in 7. Because of obvious reasons. There are a lot of anime that have a lot of problems, but I still finish them anyway. Or not a lot. There it is. I gave Durarara a 6. That's how much I feel icky about Durarara. I don't like Durarara. That's how much respect I have for Drew. Anyway, I'm not going to say the name again. Anyway, so Baccano is really awesome. It gets a 9. Soul Eater, I feel like I need to knock down. But it was just so ahead of its time. Soul Eater was so far ahead of its time in terms of like animation. You can go back and watch Soul Eater at any point in time and feel like it was made yesterday. That's why I give it a 9, because it was so impressively animated at the time. It's like what year did this come out? Come on, mouse. Come on, mouse. We're gonna work through this one. Give it a second. There it goes. Spring 2008. Really? Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, okay. That's the debut time. I watched it. Okay, I thought these were saying the times that I watched it, but that's the debut time. So 2008 is when that came out. And it looks like an anime that came out 10 years later. Like, it is very impressive. And also, the characters are really cool. The concepts are really cool. The anime didn't finish because it didn't have, like, the manga finish. So that should be points off. But I still want to leave it at a 9. Just because it's that impressive. Maybe I'll knock it down to an 8. I'll think. This is all right. I gotta stop thinking about it. This is my time to think about it and actually make changes. God, this is gonna hurt. But I want my 9s to mean more. So that means I gotta kind of clean out the fluff. I'm gonna knock Yu Yu Hakusho down to 8. We're just gonna do that. I don't love it, but that's what's right. I don't have a beginning and finish time for Yu Yu Hakusho. I should do that. Yu Yu Hakusho's down to 8. But it would be like an 8.9 or some shit. But they don't. They make you. I like that they make me make hard decisions on this stuff. Soul Eater should probably be knocked down because it didn't finish. I think it's really good regardless of that. But I think there's also a lot of that show I just don't remember. I'm gonna knock it down. I'm gonna knock it down to an 8. The time to watch that is probably not accurate, but that's fine because it was like 3 days, and I did not watch 51 episodes of Soul Eater in like 3 days. Yeah, that might change again in the future. Next, the Baccano specials, which are still part of Baccano, that'll stay at a 9 along with Baccano. Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, solid 9. Oh, season 2 also, but either way, that's a 9. That's not changing. Bakemonogatari's first season, not changing. That's a 9. Almost all of Monogatari is at least an 8, if not a 9, and the second season is definitely a 10, and this is definitely a 10. Bakemonogatari, or Monogatari in general, is a very important series to me. I need to rewatch it. It is what it is. Come on, mouse. There She Is a Flash anime series from way back in 2003. I need to knock this down from a 9. This is still very, very great, but it is not that great. It's not in the same level of but it is a fantastic little animation series, but it's not on the same level. Katana Gatari is from the same author as Monogatari, and it stays in 9. It's a very special anime. 2010, okay. But yeah, it's good, it's important, solid all the way through, good story, good characters, good animation, good dialogue. 9 out of 10. First season of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, 9 out of 10. Yeah, that's a big bias. The first season is not a 9, but it's an 8 for everyone else. But I'm going to leave it at a 9 because it's important to me. And too many people hate on the first season of JoJo's too hard. And also, this season includes parts 1 and 2. So that entire thing definitely is a 9. Part 2 makes that a 9 almost on its own, even if you don't like part 1. That's going to stay where it's at. One Punch Man is going to stay at a 9. No questions there. The first season of One Punch Man is going to stay at a 9. Didn't watch any of the rest of the seasons. I just read the manga from there. But it's going to stay at a 9. For animation, not almost exclusively, but very much because of the animation, and also because it was a comedy with really good fights, which did not happen before One Punch Man. I feel like too much. First season of Konosuba, 9 out of 10. I think I still agree with that. I really like Konosuba. It was around the time where I was discovering that I could like comedy anime. And it has some great waifus, and it has great writing. And I think the first season is overall more solid than the second one. And I think the second one I only gave it an 8 out of 10, but I really like Konosuba. It was really rare for me to laugh as hard as I did at Konosuba as at any other anime. So that stays at a 9. These are the Monogatari movies. These are going to stay at 9s. They are all knocks out of the park for their own reasons. The fourth part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 4, also going to be a 9. I was really impressed with how much they made me care about Part 4 after watching the animation or the animated version versus reading the manga. They really made me care about Part 4, and they went out of their way to do a lot of cool shit in Part 4. So I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. I think the JoJo's anime overall has done a really good job with the adaptation, or above and beyond most adaptations. So they deserve a 9 out of 10. My Hero Academia Season 2 specifically gets a 9 out of 10. There's a lot of big stuff that happens in Season 2, and I think that show comes into its own in Season 2 in a way that the rest of the show is mostly an 8. But that Season 2 is too hype to not give a 9. And the animation is really good, and the characters are really good. My Hero is kind of like not as cool these days, or people are kind of like not as hype about My Hero anymore. But I think Season 2 is still solid and holds up. March Comes In Like a Lion Season 2 is a 9. I bet I gave Season 1 an 8 then. But I agree with that. I fucking love March Comes In Like a Lion. It means a whole lot to me. It may grow up into a 10 eventually now that I think about it. But for right now, I'm going to leave it at a 9. But it's like a 9.5 and may in time, I might feel like that show is important enough to me to be a 10 if I rewatch it. Pop Team Epic's first season is a 9 out of 10. It is not a 9 out of 10 show, but everything about its format and the way it was made and all of the details about that are what give it a 9 for me. Kind of similar to the reason why I had Soul Eater be a 9. I can't remember if I even knocked it down or not, but either way. It's similar in that like the actual content of the show is outdone or enhanced by the way the show was made and put together, and that is part of the enjoyment. I really like rewarding anime that do something big and special. Promare, 9 out of 10, triggers first animated movie on their own after they left Gainax, I think, and it's a completely original movie, not based on anything else. Top-notch shit. Just a 9 out of 10, no question there. And the animation, and it was CG for a lot of it. It could have went very wrong. Looked fucking great. 9 out of 10. Another season of Monogatari, 9 out of 10. Yeah, we know. Mob Psycho's second season. I didn't like Mob Psycho 100 all that much when I watched the first season. And then it grew on me about 6 or 7 episodes in, and now I like it possibly as much as One Punch Man, if not more. Looking forward to the third season getting started this month. I feel like the second season of Mob Psycho 100 is definitely a 9, especially for just like one fight in particular. The teleport fight that happens in this season is one of the best fights in anime that nobody talks about anymore. But it's definitely 9 out of 10. Studio Bones that made Mob Psycho. Oh, never mind. Madhouse did the first season of One Punch Man. I thought they also did. I thought Bones also did that, but never mind. But Bones did also do Soul Eater. So there's a lot of Bones in my list just because I really like good animation. The Promised Neverland, first season of Promised Neverland, 9 out of 10. I think that's one of the best simple premise anime out there. Just done very well. A good thriller done with really good animation and a simple premise that goes good places, at least in the first season. There is no second season. I will not hear otherwise. That show was over at the last episode of season 1, and therefore it stays at a 9. Is what it is. I don't feel any difference about that. Attack on Titan Season 3 Part 2, 9 out of 10. That's the most recent part that just came out of Attack on Titan until we get the last part next year. Definitely a 9. Attack on Titan really came out of nowhere swinging for me when everybody was super hyped on it for season 1. I was not a part of that hype wave, which is why season 1 is a 7 for me, I think. And then when I came back to it, it really got there after like part 3 or the beginning of season 3 forward. Really did some crazy shit. But okay, no, this isn't the most recent part that came out because the most recent part was season 4, the final season, part 1, or part 2, part 2. Either way, season 4 is the most recent season. This is the end of season 3, which I think is probably the peak, at least of what we've seen of Attack on Titan so far in the anime. I think that's going to be the best part of Attack on Titan all the way until the end, judging from what I've heard about the end of the manga not being great to everyone. This chunk of the anime is going to be peak. So that stays at a 9. It's not going to get any better than that. Kaguya-sama, Love is War, Season 2, 9 out of 10. I fucking love Kaguya-sama. And the third season's probably going to go here too once I finish watching it, but I legitimately do not watch this show because I want episodes left for me to just make me feel better about life. If I am, no matter how sad I am, or how just not feeling good I am, I can watch episodes of Kaguya or Love is War, and that will help me laugh, no matter what. So I have deliberately not watched episodes, or I have not finished the latest season because I want more episodes that I have not seen for me to watch. But I think I'm like 5 episodes into the latest season, so I'm running out. And I need to finish it just so I can know what happens. I've already been spoiled on like the last episode somewhat, so I know where it's going, but even then I'm fine with that because it's, anyway, 9 out of 10, that's not going anywhere for the second season and third season most likely. If not 10 out of 10 for the third season, because that show is so fucking good and hilarious. I just finished this like 2 days ago. Made in Abyss, The Golden City of the Scorching Sun, season 2 of Made in Abyss, 9 out of 10. This is kind of the thing that made me even think about like, hey, do I need to go back over my lists and fix these scores? Is this really a 9 out of 10? Where did I put the original Made in Abyss? Did I give the original Made in Abyss 8 out of 10 then? Maybe I need to raise that up to a 9. I think that's what I did. So now the question is, I think I need to give it a 9. Yeah. Made in Abyss, Season 1. I think for where that show goes, I think you gotta take it in. You gotta consider it all building up to the same great part. I think season 2 is as great as it is because season 1 is builds up to it well. I'm gonna give it a 9. I think Made in Abyss, for multiple reasons, is a special anime on that level. Even though it has some real problematic issues, if you can look past that, it does some stuff that anime doesn't do very well in most situations. It does it pretty okay. Although I will say, it's getting kind of formulaic now. After finishing season 2, without getting into spoilers, things are starting to feel like, okay, every season has these pieces that are all the same, and every season kind of works through those pieces the same way, and then we move on. So it's getting to the point where it's starting to feel formulaic. Hopefully the next season changes that, and who knows how long until we get the next season, but I'm hoping things don't feel that way next season, because then we're going to be getting into a situation where it feels like, how I don't know if this format can hold up for much longer in my mind. But either way, for right now, I feel 9s across the board for Made in Abyss. I probably need to give that to the movie too. Where's the movie at? I must have gave the movie an 8 as well, but it should probably get a 9. Where did it go? Or did I not rate it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, I'll just give it a 9 too. I think those are really important. Technically season 2 of Made in Abyss is technically the movie, or ish. Like you have to watch the movie to kind of, or it's an important part of the story. It's in order. It's canon. So it's almost like this was season 3 of Made in Abyss, not season 2. But either way, Cyberpunk Edge Runners just finished that a couple of weeks ago. 9 out of 10. I don't think it's a 9 for everyone, but I think it's a 9 for me because it gets the trigger bump, because I love Studio Trigger, and I think the animation is really good, and I thought it had more story than I figured it was going to have. I really like it. I think it's going to stay at a 9 for me, but it's probably an 8 for everyone else. If I was talking about it to other people, recommendation wise, I'd probably say it's an 8. But for me, it's a 9 because I really like Studio Trigger, and I'm happy. And it's been a while, honestly, since Studio Trigger's done something great. They've done good stuff for a while, but they haven't done any great stuff. And I feel like Cyberpunk is great, so I'm gonna give them a 9. And that's the end of my 9s. But now I need to see if I feel like anything else can be bumped up to a 9 out of my 8s or vice versa. And then I'm probably gonna end stream. And it's a nice solid hour and a half, hour 15 minutes. If anybody's even watching this anymore, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Beck, Mongolian Chop Squad. That should probably be a 7. I don't remember much of Beck, but it was a formative anime for me coming up again. It was an example of one of the first anime I watched that weren't really about fighting, and it was just like a slice of life about a kid in a band in Japan. But it was important for me as a teenager. When did I watch this? I wouldn't have remembered anyway, but it came out in 2004, so I probably watched it around that time, maybe. I liked Beck. I can't remember if I watched Beck on TV, if I watched it online. I had to have watched it online. Maybe I don't know how I watched Beck. But anyway. I will keep it at an 8. I will keep it at an 8. But it's probably a weak 8 and could be a 7 for me now. But for sentimental reasons, I'll keep it at an 8. G Gundam, I'm going to keep at an 8 because everybody else who likes Gundam doesn't like G Gundam because it's a shonen, and that's why I like G Gundam. It's all about fights, it's all about big flashy moves, and it's the only Gundam that I like. I haven't really watched any other Gundam, but I like G Gundam. It's going to stay at an 8. Samurai 7, I barely remember. It should probably be a 7 based on that alone. I think it was a solid anime, but I don't remember hardly anything about it. I'm going to knock this down to a 7. If I don't remember I don't remember the name of any of the characters, you probably should not be an 8. But I do think it was a good show. I remember that much. If I gave it an 8 in the first place, then it's probably a good show. So that's going to go bump down to a 7. Samurai 7 is now a 7. Maybe I'll rewatch it one day and feel differently about it. I should watch clips of it to get an idea about what it was about. But I think it was a solid retelling of the Seven Samurai movie. Blah, blah, blah. S-Cryed, I don't remember much of. I watched it when I was a teenager on Adult Swim. So I just gave it an 8 because I'm going to give this a 7. I bet this show is not very good. But it had some good parts. But I bet that show, I wouldn't stand watching it for very long if I watched it now. But it's another thing where I need to rewatch. Spirited Away, all the Studio Ghibli movies, or the ones that I've watched, are probably going to just get an 8. I can't feel strong about Studio Ghibli because everybody feels strong about Studio Ghibli, or they're very normie. Like, if you don't watch anime, you'll still run into people who watch Studio Ghibli movies, and then, they're good movies, but because of that, they inherently mean less to me personally, so I don't feel that strongly about them. Like, they're good movies, but I don't care, is what it comes down to. So I'm going to give it an 8, and it's not going to go any higher than an 8, and it's not going to go any lower because it's good quality. I don't even know if I watched Spirited Away from beginning to end, truthfully. I watched, the majority of that movie, but I don't know if I watched the beginning to end. But I know the majority of what happens in it, so I'm going to leave it. I'm going to be okay with that. Samurai Champloo stays an 8. A lot of people love Samurai Champloo in retrospect, but I think an 8 is probably where it belongs. I don't think it's a 9. It's definitely not a 9 for me. And that's all that matters. It's going to stay at an 8. Dragon Ball, the original series, stays at an 8 almost because of its... Nobody talks about the original Dragon Ball. I watched it all somehow, I guess. These older anime, I don't remember if I went out of my way to watch them or if I just watched them on... I think I just watched them on Adult Swim / Toonami. And I think I watched the majority of it that way. So I may not have seen every single episode, but I'm pretty sure I saw the majority of it. Enough to be able to rate it. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 because there's a pioneer in the genre. Blah, blah, blah. It's an 8. It's a good show. Same thing with Dragon Ball GT. Everybody hates Dragon Ball GT. I like a lot of parts of Dragon Ball GT, especially compared to Super. Not going to talk about it for very long. It's an 8 out of 10. I'm going to leave it at an 8 out of 10. I feel alright about that. That's as high as Dragon Ball gets. I think Dragon Ball Z is a 7. Oh, wait, no, it's also an 8. Yeah, all of Dragon Ball is an 8 for me. Except for Super, which I didn't watch directly, but it would be a 7. Dragon Ball Super would be a 7. The Broly movie would be higher. I wonder if I rated the Broly movie. I should have gave that an 8. That might be around here. If not, I might need to correct that right now. Did I not rate the Broly movie? I want to do it while I'm thinking about it. I got a lot of 8s. Spy Family might end up being a 9 for me. I really like Spy Family. Okay, we're out of the 8s, which means I probably didn't. Let me rate the Broly movie real quick. Apparently, I missed that. We want to go over here to quick add, and we're gonna type in Broly. There we go. Why is it not? How could I not put it on my list when I watched it? I'm so bad. Completed. It's 8. It was very good. I do not remember when I saw it. It would have been the year that it came out. When did Dragon Ball Broly come out? I'm not going to look into it. I'm going to guess 20... Was it before lockdown or after lockdown? It was before lockdown. 2019. I think Broly came out in 2019, so I'm going to say I watched it in 2019. Whenever it came out. I don't fucking know. The 10th of whatever month it came out. In the fall. Yeah, that's when I watched Dragon Ball Broly. Anyway, 8 out of 10. Come with me, mouse. Okay, happy we could correct that. I should also put the other Dragon Ball movie on here. I bet there's a bunch of Dragon Ball movies I don't have on here. Dragon Ball Superhero. Or maybe I did go out of my way to... Oh, come on. No, let's just do Dragon Ball Super. How are you not finding Dragon Ball? Okay, let's just put Dragon Ball. Maybe it's because I made it all one word. Yeah, that's probably what knocked it off. Let's do... Okay, let's put the separator in there and see if it finds more. There we go. Dragon Ball Superhero. Apparently I forgot to add that too. I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. Watched. Or completed. And I watched that, I don't fucking know. I watched that in September sometime? August? I think I watched that in August. Early September? Late August? We're gonna go with late August. I really don't care. Anyway, this is getting a 7. The villain, there was some, it was enjoyable, but there was some real stupid shit in Dragon Ball Superhero. But it looked really good for being the first all CG Dragon Ball thing. It looked pretty good. Okay, happy to get that out of the way. Next, I guess I'm going to go through... I'm going to go till 9. So 10 more minutes. Come on, mouse. Eureka 7, 8 out of 10. I remember enough about Eureka 7 to feel like I should leave it at there, but I bet if I watched it through from beginning to end, I would maybe lower it. But no, there's some cool shit in Eureka 7 Season 1. I never watched any more of the Eureka 7 shows, but that's how I feel about it. So I'm going to leave it there. Did I mess up my stream? Okay. I was going back to make sure my stream didn't. I didn't mess up my stream. Anyway, Eureka 7's out of 8. It's going to stay at an 8. Spiral, Bond of Reasoning, the anime that only I have watched and no one else in the entire world because it was on a channel that nobody else got. And it was about a detective guy who solved puzzles from the bad guys, and every episode's like a fucking mental gymnastics thing. Anyway, 8 out of 10. More people should know about Spiral, but not to the point where I'm like, watch Spiral. It's weird. It's really weird because it's old. Old anime are weird to recommend. Anyway, the Fullmetal Alchemist movie, 8 out of 10. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to talk about that. That's not going to change. I'm going to not talk about the stuff that I feel solidly about not changing. Mushishi, I have another season of this to watch is what I found out. So I need to do that. But yeah, another one of these shows that 8 out of 10, not going anywhere. It should probably be a 7. Honestly, Mushishi should be a 7. Maybe. I might be rewatching this soon. If I rewatch it, this may get knocked down. I like it. I like the premise. But I fell asleep watching it, which means that should be... I hardly ever do that. That should be a 7 out of 10 almost but as a negative. But I don't know if it's that show's fault. Anyway, it's gonna be an 8 for right now. If I rewatch it, it might get knocked down. Pokemon, not gonna go into this. It's an 8 out of 10. The original series, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya season 1, or the first half, I guess I only gave an 8, but I gave the second half a 9. Why would I do that? Should I just give the whole show a 9? I don't remember if there's anything in the back half that feels like it's more 9 than the first season. No, I know why. I bet the Endless 8 is part of the reason why I gave the second half a 9 over the first half. And a lot of the other stuff that show does. Okay, yeah, I'm going to leave that alone. This will stay at an 8. This will stay at an 8. Black Lagoon stays at an 8. Both seasons stays at an 8. If I rewatch this, maybe these would go lower. But I feel like they're pretty solidly 8. Death Note stays at an 8. Actually, should Death Note just be a... The number one reason why Death Note is not a 9, the only reason why Death Note is not a 9, is everything that happens after the halfway point in Death Note, without getting into spoilers. After the halfway point in Death Note is not very good, or it gets too complicated and it's not as purely cool as the first half. So if it wasn't for the back half of Death Note, it would be a 9. But right now, it's an 8. Sword of the Stranger, one of the best animated sword fights put to in an anime movie, gives it an 8. Overall, though, the whole movie otherwise is just kind of like fine. So 8 out of 10 stays there. Hajime no Ippo stays at an 8. I don't know. I think this is one of the more recent seasons. Not the beginning seasons. I think one of the recent seasons of Hajime no Ippo, really good, stays at an 8. Summer Wars as a movie stays at an 8. And that's not going to change for me. I feel pretty okay about that. Steins Gate is an 8. People really fucking love Steins Gate. Steins Gate is considered a classic, and I didn't feel that strongly about it. I thought it was good, but I didn't feel fucking in love with Steins Gate the way that people are, so I just gave it an 8, and I don't think that's going to change. The first Kizumonogatari movie is going to stay at an 8 because it has some issues with... It's kind of just like a little bit nothing. It's out of those 3 movies, the least happens, but it's still good. 8 out of 10. Hunter x Hunter talked about this, going to stay at an 8. Gonna stay at an 8. Hearing that makes me think maybe I should just make it and Yu Yu Hakusho both 9s. But that's a conversation for another day. I feel good with it an 8 right now because there's no real downsides to Hunter x Hunter. But there's nothing that makes me want to inch it up to a 9. Oh, and you know what? There technically is a problem with the fact that everything that happens after the anime is over, as far as the manga, I am not interested in. So this series keeps going technically, even if it's not animated, in a way that I don't give any fuck about, which means that's kind of a negative on that series as a whole, as opposed to like a Yu Yu Hakusho, which from beginning to end, I've seen the entire story be told, and I have a better idea how I feel about it. So it's going to stay at an 8. Monogatari's one of Monogatari's parts down to an 8. Little Witch Academia. I didn't even really finish Little Witch Academia unless this is the movie. No, this is the movie. Okay, I didn't finish the show even though it was Studio Trigger. I like it in concept, but it was a show that was not really for me. 8 out of 10 for the movie though, which I feel is a nice compact package of a thing, and also the animation style was very special. Monogatari 8. Yep, Log Horizon 8. First season. The second season was like a 6. It was not good. But the first season of Log Horizon I like a whole lot. And for that genre of isekai, people being sucked into a different world and it being a fucking VR world, like the one VR game that everybody talks about, MMO, anime, Sword Art Online. It's like Sword Art Online except way smarter. Way fucking smarter. So therefore way better to me. Log Horizon, 8 out of 10. Not a 9. For various reasons. Animation's not really a 9. But the plot and everything is an 8. Gatchaman Crowds is an 8. I don't remember a lot about Gatchaman Crowds, except that it had a very modern feel to it, and it's a weird anime, but I liked it, and it sticks with me. I remember a specific scene from that anime that I try to keep in mind whenever I am feeling annoyed with other people in the world, I try to give them the benefit of the doubt because of a specific scene in this show, specifically in the main something the main character says, which I feel like means that it accomplished part of its goal in a weird way. Either way, 8 out of 10, not changing. Kill la Kill, 8 out of 10. I didn't like Kill la Kill the first time I watched it, or the first couple of episodes in, and I gave up on it, and I came back to it later so I could play the game, and I liked it a lot. And it's Studio Trigger, so I liked it. Still has some issues, but overall, 8 out of 10. Okay with that. Hajime no Ippo, one of the other seasons, 8 out of 10. Nothing to go into there. No Game, No Life. I really think about giving this a 9 sometimes, but at the other, I need to rewatch No Game, No Life to see how I feel about it. It's been enough times where I'm not as sure, but 8 out of 10 for now. Coming up on 9 o'clock, we got 2 minutes left. Haikyuu, give me back my mouse. Haikyuu, 8 out of 10 for the first season. 8 out of 10 for a lot of Haikyuu seasons. I don't think I gave 9 to any of them, but Haikyuu's really fucking good. I might need to give like a 9 to at least one season of Haikyuu if I rewatch it, but for right now, I think it's an 8. And I don't like sports anime a whole lot, or I didn't like sports anime a whole lot, but I heard enough good stuff about Haikyuu to give it a shot, and I'm happy I did. I love fucking Haikyuu. 8 out of 10. More Monogatari, 8 out of 10. Amagi Brilliant Park, 8 out of 10, even though it didn't finish its run. It might go down to a 7 for me, if I think about it. But it was a funny show. Stays at an 8 for right now. Shirobako is an important anime that more people should watch because it's an anime about how anime is made. 8 out of 10. And I don't feel specifically better about it than that, so it's not going to get a 9. More Monogatari at an 8. Death Parade stays at an 8. I've rewatched this show 3 or 4 times now. 8 is where it should stay. Solid. Not a 9. Not a 7. Good solid shit. Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress, also really good. It'll stay at an 8. Almost out of time. Showa Genroku Rakugo Shinju, 8 out of 10. Historical drama. Normally don't like that shit, so the fact that I got into it means it's an 8. The Silent Voice, 8 out of 10. That stays there. Haikyuu second season stays there. Mr. Otsumatsu first season stays at 8. More Monogatari. First season of March Comes In Like a Lion stays at 8. Maybe it should be at a 9, but I really got there in the second season. My Hero Academia's first season gets an 8. That still good. First season of Mob Psycho is 8. The rest of these feel pretty solid, and it's 9 o'clock. All right, I'm going to call it a stream. There's more 8s for me to go over, but the main thing I wanted to think about was my 9s and 10s, or mainly my 9s. And I need to refresh the page so you can even see what the updated list looks like. But we hit our goal, and I got to stream. So we knocked some stuff down, which I think was a good choice. And I brought some stuff up to make things a little bit more consistent in terms of what 9s mean to me. So this was a fun stream, or this was a good practice stream. I'm going to stream again tomorrow for real on something scary. I'm thinking I'm going to do the Witch's House remake first. I'm going to go over my list of scary games tomorrow while I'm at work and make the final decision on what I'm going to start my stream month with. I'm hoping to make week 2 of October to be like multiplayer games with the boys, maybe. Or maybe I'll do like one stream a week that's multiplayer-based spooky games, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this stream up, though. Thanks for watching. If you did, see you guys tomorrow around 7:30, 8 o'clock, probably. Yeah, I said 7:30 in my post. So 7:30, 8 o'clock. We'll see. Anyway, enough preamble. Let me get to here we go. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.